Pregame.com.
Good evening and welcome back to Pregame.tv. Brady Kannon and Bryan Leonard here with you. A very exciting time in the world of football. Week 2 for the college football season, and Week 1, the NFL is upon us finally. After a long, hot summer, Bryan Leonard, Pregame.com on his premium plays in the college football season. You know he's one of our college football experts over there. He starts off with a 4-1 week. I'll be underway for the NFL this week. It was the free video that we threw out, though, with the South Carolina Gamecocks taking on the Texas A&M Aggies, and you like the under in that game, and boy, I think the whole country was shell-shocked by Kenny Hill.
Yeah, definitely, and I think we may find some value this week based on that. But, yeah, that was one of those games where if you're going to lose, you might as well lose early and get it out of the way.
Yeah, absolutely, and we did, but it was fun to watch. I mean, what a coming-out party for this quarterback. Of course, he wasn't even on anybody's board anywhere for the Heisman Trophy, and I understand now he's about 20-1.
Yeah, if you're looking to play that, a lot of people took interest in that on national TV, first game of the season.
Yeah, it was a good one, but real surprise for South Carolina, and I know that's a game we're going to look at this evening. You're looking at East Carolina, the Pirates traveling round 2 for South Carolina at home again this week. Steve Spurrier and company a 16-point favorite. They were a 10-point favorite last week against the Aggies, and now laying 16 to East Carolina. You're going to go back to the well here with the Gamecocks.
Yeah, let's take the home team here. Ruffin McNeil's East Carolina team, very good quarterback there. Last year they had a lot of seniors, so they had a lot of returning starters, and they were very good last year. In fact, they improved net points from the year before, 15.5 points.
Wow.
Now they only have 9 returning starters, so I'm expecting some regression here.
Yeah.
You go back and when he doesn't return 8 offensive starters or more, they really struggle. In fact, they've only got 3 coming back this year. But the last time they did that, when they had less than 8, they dropped the offense by 12.5 points a game. So I expect the offense to really struggle here, even though they got a talented quarterback. But it's going to be tough for them. And they just played NC Central. Now, granted, NC Central FBS team, they shut them out, but it's a big step up. And you've got a lot of new starters, and you play a team like that. Now, all of a sudden, you have to go on the road. Not only do you have to go on the road, you have to go on the road against a talented defense from the SEC. And, you know, a lot of people look at that and they say, what happened to the South Carolina team? Well, they had a bad game. I mean, everybody, we were shell-shocked. The coaching staff was
right,
shell-shocked.
And Spurrier admitted that after the game. He said they were better prepared, they had a better game plan, and yeah, I think they just completely caught him off guard with a stunning offensive performance. And, you know, I think that goes into your angle this week as well. If you're looking at South Carolina, you have to believe that defense is getting a hell of a workout in practice this week, and, you know, they're going to be ready to play because they were embarrassed on national TV.
Yeah, anytime you've got a quality team that gets embarrassed on national TV, I'd like to come back on them. I bet it under 14. Now the line's going up a little bit. It's about 16 right now. I still think there's some value there. You take a look at the South Carolina. Go back to the last 7 years. They're only allowing 20.7 points per game covering the last 7 years. It's not like Spurrier forgot how to coach. They're bringing in quality recruits. So it's just one of those games where it didn't work out. They didn't match up well, and now I expect a better effort here.
Well, this team is one of many, or a team that many people around the country have picked to win their division in the SEC, and I don't think that has necessarily changed just because of one performance. Again, it's opening night. You've got college kids who are nervous. The other team, like Spurrier admitted, was probably better prepared. They had a tremendous game plan. We found out that Sumlin really does know how to coach offense. He's
just a great coach on his way up, and when you lose Johnny Manziel, a lot of people thought that they were going to regress. But it was somewhat of a different offense. Johnny Manziel was more of a broken play kind of guy. Right. He did a lot with his feet. And the guy they got came in. He's got a better arm.
Well, you and I talked about when you were looking at the video you did for the under in this game, one of your reasons was because you had a couple of new quarterbacks who were learning a new system. This guy looked like a well-oiled machine, Kenny Hill. And like you say, very different from the style of play of Johnny Manziel, but he made some throws that looked like NFL caliber out to the sideline and whatnot.
Yeah, he looked really, really well, and you know, we'll see what happens from here on out. It's going to be tough for him to repeat that because now his expectations are higher, and of course, if from a betting standpoint, the lines are going to be higher.
Absolutely. You ready to make this one official?
Let's do it.
Okay.
We're going to lay the points here with the Gamecocks, one of the top teams in the country, coming off an embarrassing showing on national TV. That defense is a whole lot better than what we saw last week, and they'll be able to show that here against the East Carolina team with only 3 starters coming back on offense, going on the road for the first time after facing NC Central last week. A big step up here. Take a look at South Carolina. They've done very well in these non-conference games, 7-2-1 against non-conference competition. And like I said, 20.7 points per game the last 7 years. They've been very consistent defensively. You got an SEC team right here playing at home. I think they come up with a major defensive statement here. And hey, they've got a big game on deck with Georgia. They got to figure this out right now. This is the game they do it. I think we have some value here on the Gamecocks, and we'll lay it.
All right, well, it makes sense to me. I mean, the one thing you could maybe make a case for is that they're looking ahead to Georgia, but I think off of that embarrassing loss against A&M, there's no look-ahead factor here. I think they're going to, try and take this out, the frustration out on the Pirates. And you could also say it's like a glorified practice for them, where Spurrier's saying, okay, this is our warm-up for Georgia, and we're gonna throw the entire kitchen sink at them. And there's some urgency in that locker room.
Yeah, there definitely is, and this is one of those games where a lot of times when you got the big game coming up next, you worry about him pulling starters or whatever. On defense, there's no way he's going to pull those guys after the way they looked last week.
Yeah, it was pretty ugly for the Gamecocks last week. It could be ugly for the Pirates this week.
Let's hope.
Well, we're going to take a look over at the NFL. It's week 1. The NFL kicks off on Thursday in Seattle with the Green Bay Packers visiting the Seahawks, the defending Super Bowl champ. We're going to take a look at a game here in just a moment, so keep it with us. It's pregame.tv.